In the 2nd year of his reign, a great and mighty king, Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, was beset by troubling dreams. His spirit was so vexed that his sleep departed from him entirely, leaving him restless and agitated. In his distress, the king summoned all the wise men of his kingdom, the magicians, the astrologers, the sorcerers, and the Chaldeans. They were brought before his throne, and he presented them with an impossible task. The king declared to them, "I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit is troubled, for I must know its meaning." The Chaldeans, speaking in their native Syriac tongue, replied with reverence, "O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will surely show the interpretation." But the king's predicament was far graver than they knew. He answered them, saying, "The thing is gone from me. The details of the dream have vanished from my mind. If you cannot make known to me both the dream itself and its interpretation, you shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill." He then offered a great reward for their success. "But if they show the dream and the interpretation thereof, these shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and the interpretation thereof." The wise men, in their desperation, pleaded with the king once more. "Let the king tell his servants the dream," they begged, "and we will show the interpretation of it." But the king's patience had worn thin. He perceived their plea as a stalling tactic, a desperate attempt to buy time. "I know of a certainty that the wood gain the time," he accused, "because ye see the thing is gone from me. But if ye will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you. You have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me until the time be changed. Therefore, tell me the dream, and then I shall know that they can show me the interpretation thereof." Faced with this impossible demand, the Chaldeans answered the king truthfully, their voices filled with despair. "There is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matter," they confessed. "No king, lord, nor ruler has ever asked such a thing of any magician or astrologer or Chaldean. It is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can show it before the king, except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh." This honest admission enraged the king. In his fury, he commanded that all the wise men of Babylon be destroyed. The decree went forth, and the king's guard, led by a captain named Arioch, began their grim work. They sought out Daniel and his companions Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah be slain, along with the others. When Arioch found Daniel, the young man responded not with fear, but with counsel and wisdom. He asked the captain, "Why is the decree so hasty from the king?" Arioch then explained the entire matter to him. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Daniel went boldly before the king and requested time. Daniel, promising the king of Babylon that if his request was granted, he would reveal the interpretation. The king agreed. Daniel immediately returned to his house and shared the dire news with his 3 companions. He urged them to join him in prayer, that they would desire mercies from the God of heaven concerning this secret, so that they would not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. That very night, in a vision, the secret was revealed to Daniel. Overwhelmed with gratitude, he blessed the God of heaven, saying, "Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou God of my fathers, who hast given me wisdom and might, and hast made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter, strengthened by this divine revelation." Daniel went to Arioch, the captain charged with the execution, and said to him, "Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation." Arioch, in great haste, brought Daniel before Nebuchadnezzar. "I have found a man of the captives of Judah," he announced, "that will make known unto the king the interpretation." The king looked upon Daniel, whom he had named Belteshazzar, and asked, "Art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof?" Daniel answered humbly in the presence of the king, "The secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers, show unto the king. But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and he maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these." He continued, "As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart." Then Daniel began to describe the forgotten dream. "Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay." Daniel's words painted a vivid picture of the magnificent yet fearsome statue. "Thou sawest tell that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay. and break them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Daniel then proceeded to unveil the dream's profound meaning, a prophecy that would stretch across the ages. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong, as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, so shall it break in pieces and bruise. He then explained the fragile nature of the statue's feet. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay, and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, forasmuch as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Finally, Daniel revealed the climactic event of the prophecy, the end of all earthly kingdoms. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Forasmuch as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Upon hearing this, King Nebuchadnezzar was utterly overwhelmed. He fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, commanding that an offering and sweet odors be presented to him. The king proclaimed, "Of a truth it is, that your God is a God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldest reveal this secret." In his gratitude, the king made Daniel a great man, bestowing upon him many great gifts and making him ruler over the entire province of Babylon, chief over all the wise men. At Daniel's request, the king also appointed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to oversee the affairs of the province, while Daniel himself sat in the gate of the king. It is almost time for the Lord to come. Jesus is coming again. We are in the toes of this image. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into Scripture. See you next time.